New body cams for New York State troopers.
Shield 2069-1136.
It's the new normal under statewide police reforms.
It's going to help us in ways where, as far as investigative purposes, I think it can capture something at a scene that you didn't see the first time. It also can help you with case preparation when going to court. It's going to be something that not only benefits us as an agency, but benefits the community and people that we serve.
A sneak peek at how New York is trying to improve transparency and accountability in law enforcement, part of the governor's response to nationwide protests against racism and police brutality following the killing of George Floyd.
George Floyd's killing was one in a long series of cases of police abuse. We've gone through this in New York for decades. Eric Garner on Staten Island. There's 20 examples in this state. But George Floyd, the people of this nation said enough is enough. And they were right.
As part of sweeping state reforms, New York has allowed the release of police officers' disciplinary records to the public and more recently criminalized chokeholds, moves lauded by some reform advocates.
As an activist, we don't get a lot of quick wins. That's why George Floyd's murder was it was a spark of a revolution.
But there is also concern that some of the proposed reforms were just knee-jerk reactions to appease demonstrators and poorly thought out.
Just as an example, you do not turn somebody who is a racist or behaves in a way that could attribute to him or her a racist attitude. So some sort of a training. That doesn't happen like this. It's really a very profound, complex social phenomenon that should not be left to police organizations themselves.
Governor Cuomo last summer ordered municipalities to adopt reforms, but their plans have been a patchwork of different local measures that underscore the fragmented police system. Ithaca wants to rebuild its police department. Suffolk Police is banning consent-only searches in traffic stops. Rochester City wants to allow immediate firings of officers for misconduct, and New York City just ended qualified immunity, a controversial law that made it difficult to file civil lawsuits against police for wrongdoing. Advocates largely agree that these are steps in the right direction, but some argue that the undertaking itself ignores the bigger picture. Because the police system is decentralized, meaning that it doesn't have a central governing authority, they say it prevents effective oversight and makes it virtually impossible to hold different agencies to the same standards. New York has nearly 600 different autonomous law enforcement agencies across the state.
We need to centralize. We need one police force for each and every state. One. I'm not talking about state police. I'm talking about taking the 600 in New York State, make it one. And this is where we start.
We need to realize that they're dealing with human beings. This is a human rights issue. So maybe until we fully abolish policing or completely reimagine it, having some sort of federal standard would probably be in the best interest of Black people and non-white people.
It's not just New York State. America is known for having one of the most decentralized police systems in the world, making the push for reforms to end racism and police brutality complicated not just for this one state, but for the entire country. Liling, CGTN, New York.